Everyone in this city is dead. Every single one. The water never ran out. The food was always full. Entertainment? Endless. No wars, no disease, no disasters. And yet, the entire civilization collapsed. Now here's the disturbing part. This city wasn't destroyed. It simply stopped wanting to live. And the creatures that lived there? They were mice. Welcome to one of the strangest social experiments ever conducted. And depending on how you look at it, it might also be a warning about us.
Join the crew, you can't go wrong.
All right, let's go back to the 1960s. A time when people believed the future would be full of flying cars, robot maids, and suspiciously shiny aluminum furniture. But one American scientist had a different question. His name was John B. Calhoun. And instead of asking, how do we make life better? He asked something darker. What happens when life becomes too perfect? What happens when survival is no longer a problem? So Calhoun designed an experiment that sounds like a mouse version of Disneyland, a fully controlled paradise, unlimited food, unlimited water, perfect temperature, no predators, plenty of nesting space. Imagine a luxury resort, but for mice. He called this environment Universe 25 because he had run similar experiments before, and they all ended badly. But this time, the design was improved. More space, better housing, more food. Surely this time it would work. So Calhoun placed 8 mice inside, 4 couples, just 8 tiny pioneers in what looked like the perfect civilization. At first, everything went exactly as expected. They explored, they built nests, they reproduced. Populations started growing rapidly. At this point, the experiment looked like a huge success, a thriving society, a mouse utopia. But utopias have a weird habit. They don't stay utopian for very long. The mouse population kept doubling, and doubling, and doubling again. Food? Still unlimited. Water? Still flowing. Life expectancy? Fantastic. No famine, no drought. But something strange began happening. The mice started changing. Not physically, psychologically. The first thing that appeared was aggression. Male mice began attacking each other for no reason. Territorial fights became constant. Some mice started getting pushed out of the best nesting areas. Others were bullied repeatedly. But the weirdest part? There was still plenty of space. This wasn't survival pressure. It was social pressure. Then came the next collapse. Mother mice began abandoning their babies. Some forgot how to care for them. Others attacked their own young. Infant mortality skyrocketed. The social structure of the colony started breaking. But the strangest group of all was still coming. And when they appeared, Calhoun gave them a nickname: the beautiful ones. These mice did something bizarre. They completely withdrew from society. No fighting, no mating, no parenting, no exploration. They simply ate, slept, and spent hours grooming themselves. Perfect fur, perfect bodies, zero purpose. If Instagram existed in the 1960s, these mice would have been influencers. But they had no interest in reproduction, no interest in survival, no interest in anything. The colony kept existing, but the society was already dead. Birth rates collapsed. Young mice never learned social behavior. Violence increased. Isolation increased. Eventually, the population stopped reproducing entirely. Even though food was everywhere, even though safety was guaranteed, even though paradise still existed, the society had already mentally collapsed.
Eventually, the inevitable happened. The last generation of mice grew old, and no new ones replaced them. One by one, they died, until the entire colony was gone. Universe 25, the perfect mouse city, was empty. Calhoun called this phenomenon behavioral sink, a condition where social systems collapse under overcrowding and loss of purpose. Not because resources disappear, but because meaning disappears. And that's the part that still makes scientists uncomfortable. Because humans are starting to experience something similar. In many modern cities, food is abundant, comfort is everywhere, entertainment never stops. Yet loneliness is rising. Birth rates are falling. Social connections are weakening. People withdraw. Some become hyper-competitive. Others isolate themselves completely. Sound familiar? Now, before anyone panics and moves into a cave, there's an important difference. Humans aren't mice. We have culture, creativity, purpose, meaning. But Calhoun's experiment revealed something powerful. A society cannot survive on comfort alone. It needs roles, connection, responsibility, and something worth striving for. Because without those, even paradise can slowly become a graveyard. So the next time you're doom scrolling at 2 a.m., eating snacks, avoiding responsibilities, just remember, you might be slowly evolving into one of the beautiful ones. And trust me, that story doesn't end well. If you enjoy strange experiments, bizarre history, and stories that make you question reality, follow the channel. Because the world is full of stories that sound fake, but actually happened.